Hi, this is Red again with RedDragonLeo.com doing the second part of the video. Again, we were talking about the VIX and looking at this chart that Cobra's got put up. You can draw that line through here and you can clearly see that the VIX could pop down here on a Monday, which would allow the market to go up, and then find support at that lower line. It's not drawn here, but you can draw your own line and see it puts it about here. And then a move up in the VIX for 2 or 3 days, and that would be a move down in the market. Same thing. You can see here the VIX will go down, get oversold, and pop back up. Same thing here. It goes down, cycles back up. So everything's looking for Monday to be an update, at least in the beginning, and maybe close with a spinning top or something would be ideal situation, or maybe slightly down, maybe a move like this. Okay, you go up, you spike up in the morning, and then you sell off the next day, or not the next day, but into the close. You sell off into the close, and you either close it negative on the day or just flat. Here's another prime example of these little spinning tops, indecisions. Here's another one, same thing, and then boom, boom, boom. 3 days. Finally, they had after that third day, that fourth day, the pipe popped up, and then they sold off hard. That's not exactly what I'm looking for here yet, but I'm looking for one day like this, and then a sell-off to start. How far is it going to go? Okay, well, looking here at this daily, you can clearly see that the daily is definitely in overbought territory, but there's nothing to say that it's definitely going to roll over at any time. I mean, look back here. In this area here, when you were basically at about the 1 level, which you're right here, right there's where the 1 level is, and then you go back to here and you see that we are at the 1 level, 1.0. Well, that tells you can still go higher. There's no question you can still go higher. And I know we're looking at the IWM chart, but let's see if I can find the other chart. Well, look at the Shanghai indexes. We're on Cobra's blog. Wow, does that look ugly? Here it is again, a nice bear flag. Wow. For anyone that follows that, that is certainly not looking bullish at all for me. Just down and just sideways, sideways, sideways. At some point, that thing's going to fall off a cliff. Because look here at the full stochastics on the Shanghai index. It's going up, yet the market is not following suit. So when that thing probably tags 50, it's going to roll. And especially if this here moving average is 50, hits the 20. Of course, I don't follow that, but and wow, look at this. You talk about something ready to fall off a cliff. This is telling you that certainly, our overall market here in the S&P and the Dow and Nasdaq, they'll follow shortly after this. I mean, because they're clearly a lot more manipulated than this one is, because look how many tops they've hit there and can't get above the 2700 level. When we look at how manipulated we are here on our weekly basis here, you can see that we back here in first of the year, as compared to well, that was actually in August, but anyway, I'm getting sidetracked. Sorry, folks. Sometimes I do. I wanted to post this up here for you, and this is a blog, or not a blog. Well, Market Ticker, everybody knows that is Carl Denninger's site, and this is here in the free section here. A poster named High Rev did a very excellent post. I want to just point him up for this, and I don't guess he's got a blog, but he's done an excellent post here, and it makes a lot of sense. So we'll post a link to it on my blog. Of course, if you want to manually type this in, you can certainly type this in to find it. But he's done an excellent post on where he sees the market going. You should definitely go and read this, because it is truly making a lot of sense when you look at it. He does at the very bottom, I'm not going to go through it all, it's up to you to read it, but at the very bottom he posts a hypothetical chart as to where he expects the market to go. And as I'm scrolling down, here it is. And this is this hypothetical chart. Okay, we are right here, and where we are here. So he's basically saying a pop up on Monday, maybe into Tuesday, just short of the 1160 area, and that's kind of what I was thinking too, just for the purposes of clearing out some overhead stops. Then a sell-off, but not to put in the sell-off we've all been looking for, this, but simply to come back and basically stay within this channel that is here, and then proceed higher. And of course, this is all speculation that he's got right here. But I noticed he did put it up here at a 1220 top. Now, of course, we already know the upside target. They've given that to us. It is 11,800 range on the Dow. It's the 118.16 diamond spider trust. When I looked at this and had Kirsten send me a comparison of them, an overlay that put the S&P at about 1260 to 1280. Now, of course, that's, subject to change, because certainly the S&P could go up here, hit a stumbling block, and the Dow could continue rallying if they only manipulate those 30 stocks in the Dow versus the 500 in the S&P. So it's possible it can only go up here to the 1220 area or something like that. But if history tells you anything, it is likely to pop above that high to clear out the stops. You know that they're not just going to go up there on the double top and stop it right there. Sure, maybe on a weekly it closes there, but on an intraday move, they will most likely pierce through that 1220 and clear out some overhead stops. So how far do you go above it? I don't know. 1250, 1260, that'll definitely clear them out, and then you tank it. Now this puts us into a November time frame as a November high. Now this also tricks a lot of the bears into thinking October will be the sell-off of all sell-offs. I think I enlarged it here. I did. Okay. So if that's the case, then our October print, our October crash scenario is out the door, and he makes some good arguments for it. And you can use your own judgment for it, but it does line up with the weekly charts continuing to roll up for the next few weeks. So again, when you look at this here and compare it to the weeklies here, if I can kind of lay them side by side there a little bit, you can see here that the weeklies again are still pointing up, and this here chart could certainly play out. You can't really overlap these, I'm sorry about that, but anyway, I think this is certainly a possibility of what he's got shown here. Looking at these weeklies, I'm just trying to think about what they've got planned, because we know that the market is manipulated and controlled. We know that the charts can go either way. They can stay overbought longer than we expect them to, or they can stay oversold longer than we expect them to. And just the fact that we're going into the elections here, and we have that upside print still out there and has not been fulfilled, to me, I just don't see, as much as I want to see us fall off a cliff so the bears can rejoice and reality can be set back into the market, and hit that downside print of 8,300 on the Dow. I just think once it finally sells off like that, I don't think it's coming back up. I don't think we're going to see a high like this in our lifetime again, unless hyperinflation kicks in. Now, if hyperinflation kicks in, then sure, you'll see a Dow 38,000 like Mahendra's calling on his Mahendra Prophecy site. The link's on my blog in the astrology section. but that'd be the only way you'd see it. Again, that'd be equivalent to about Dow 3,800 or something like that. It'd be about a 10-to-1 ratio as they devalue the cost of the dollar to where it's going to cost us $20 to buy a loaf of bread, or $20 for a gallon of milk, and insane stuff like that, folks. So that's what we're talking about if you see a Dow like that. But in reality, it won't be. In reality, the high will be put in this year most likely, and it'll be that 11,000 print, 11,800 print. And so that, much as I hate to believe it, the fact that this can continue to roll on up here, at least get up to this 25 level to match up with some of this other, that could allow us to push on up into all of October, with dips along the way, of course, and into November, into the elections. It's, all about these elections. And you just don't see a lot of policy changing at this point until the elections is over with, and we'll see, what happens at that point. If we run up into the elections, as I kind of think we're going to now, I'm not losing my bearish stance, because anything can make this thing tank at any point, but I have to throw out a lot of points up for this guy who's boldly going out here and saying that we're going to go up here and hit this double top. And of course, I think if we go up this far, we're going up higher, because that print is going to get filled, and the only way I see it getting filled is this year. And this would certainly trick a lot of bears, especially if by mid-October you went back down here to 1130 and then turned and reversed sharply back up. And that would, because you know that if it gets up here, every bear in the world is going to jump short again, and they'll be gone by November. November is not usually a really bearish month. It's usually, the bearish is the October. But of course, December, of course, is definitely not bearish at all. It's usually light volume. Traders are on holiday for Christmas, and so they can float the market higher. It's not to say we can't have a crash in December or November, but I can't remember the last time we've had one. I guess if you could do some statistics and look back in the past and maybe find a big sell-off during that time period. But the type of sell-off we're talking about here that could happen if we peak up here at, again, Diamond 118.16, about 11,800 on the Dow, and could be 1220 here, but I think it'll be 1260 to 1280 if the correlation, overlaps correctly. Then this kind of sell-off is the wave three of just mass murder to the market. So I do encourage you to go check out this guy's link or his post that he put here on the site. And he lists his favorite websites here. He lists, there's a lot of them I go to as well. He had posted this on Xtrenders. So, but anyway, check him out. And the Xtrend link is here. And I had pointed him up here, but this is his post that he put up. You can go over to the, Attila's blog there at Xtrenders and click on his link right there to point it up and give him some points for that. So here, I'll even say I liked it because I did. Nice post. So anyway, gang, that's about it. I don't have anything from Benjamin Fulford yet, anything new. There's is still calling for, let's see here, still talking about this $1 trillion bonds and something happening by the end of this month, September, but that doesn't look likely to happen at this point. So maybe it gets pushed out. These things are not set in stone, that he gets this information. He just kind of has trickled information as to what's going to happen, but certainly not the actual time frame is when it's going to happen. But let's root for the good guys here and hope the good guys do get this $1 trillion worth of bonds so that we can get free energy out there and change the planet into a more positive environment and get us off this dependency of oil and stuff like that. So anyway, good luck to everyone next week. Again, I'm looking for Monday to be a high and then sell off for the remainder of the week. See you guys on the blog.